Hey guys, it's Katie. I just wanted to show you how to reduce this guy really quick, just in case you didn't watch my video and you did it with me and then you ended up with half a flower like this. I just made this flower and it just came out of the oven, my end cane bake, and I think it looks great. I'm happy with this flower. That will be up soon. That's my shaded flower. But this one I made a while back. Not a while, but a little while ago, and I made half of a flower at first, and then I did the full flower and I showed you that. But if you happen to make half of it, you can reduce it down to look like a half a daisy. Okay, and the way I'm going to go about doing that, I just wanted to show you because it is kind of a weird shape. So mainly we're just going to be pushing and pulling, and this has been sitting for a couple, at least 2 weeks, maybe more. So the other half of it that I had, I already reduced down to get that little piece there. But I wanted to show you how to do this one. So ultimately, we're just going to have to get it moving. And just like a circle, we start in the middle, and that way we push any air bubbles out. And I'm just going up through the side to the point, and going up through the side to the point, through the middle to the point. And then I go down to the middle. Because now I'm going to work, so I've already done the middle, and now I'm working the edges. I'm going to push these in. Okay. These guys. Do the edges here. And we're just going to gradually just keep working it almost like a triangle, but not a full triangle. We want it rounded at the top, right? And then when we get it a little smaller, we'll start pulling these petals down a little bit. But you kind of have to get it moving first because this has been sitting so long. We got to get it moving. So all I'm going to do is just kind of, with my fingers, making little triangles, just kind of push down along the length of it in the middle, so the middle moves first. And that way we push any air bubbles out the end. Excuse me. And we'll just keep working it like this. Start in the middle and then do the same thing to the edges. And on one side I'm working with my thumbs right now, and then I'll flip it and do the other side. I'm just pushing them in together. So I'm just kind of taking my fingers and pushing the sides in. See? You got to do that on the edges too. I figured I might as well show you how to reduce it if I was going to do it. Someone said I should bring these edges up together all the way around, but to me it looked funny when I did that, so I'm going to just make a half a daisy. A side view of a daisy, that's what I think it looks like. And then the dark petals, which I wanted to look like they are underneath, do look like they're underneath, to me, at least. So this is still salvageable. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I really actually like it a little like that. Now if I made the cane a half a flower like this and wanted it to be a half a flower, I would have initially set these petals a little more down instead of up, and then I would have made my center a little more rounded and more bold, like a half of a daisy or a half by black-eyed Susan would be. That's what it kind of looks like to me, like a half a black-eyed Susan. You can give it a little pull now that it's getting a little longer. I love this petal pattern. It's such a pretty painterly looking petal, I think. Just kind of massaging it out, the middle part, because I can pull the edges well, but I can't pull the middle well, so I'm just trying to massage it. So this is all I'm going to keep doing until it gets to the size I want. And maybe I'll make this one a little bigger than that one there, because I think I like it. I'm going to use it in a project. And maybe someday I'll do a half a flower like that. So that's not what I initially intended to do, but that's what happened. So we're kind of reducing this almost as a triangle, but we're trying to keep the top a little more rounded. And the top is getting a little pointy, so I'm just going to kind of flatten it off a little bit. So it's not so pointy. You can see this one's here a little rounded. See, we've already, from that size to that size, we've already gone down quite a bit. And spin it around multiple ways. You know, work on one end, then work on the other end, and then flip it so one hand's, because usually your dominant hand will be stronger. Try to make it even if you can. This end's getting a little higher. So I'm going to work that end a little bit. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to reduce this, so I just played with it. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing over and over, and then when I come back, I'll show you how to just get those petals down a little bit. So now that I'm about good with the size, all I'm going to do is start to bring them down. And when you cut it with this side flat, and you can manipulate each slice as well. But gently, I'm just pulling the corners up towards my thumbs. I'm just kind of manipulating it. Oh, I should cut that off before it continues to want to crack there. That's going to be some distortion. Maybe just a little bit more. I don't usually cut off all my distortion, generally, because even though that's distorted, I'll tend to leave that there. So I can use as much of it as possible because I generally layer flowers on a piece. This part I wouldn't probably use, but maybe a next slice in might not be so bad. So I don't usually cut until they're perfect. And then just by, just by pulling those edges down, we get a half a daisy. And I could actually, because I ended up, so let me take a piece of this. This is very slightly, let's see what we get right here. Very slightly bigger than that one. Okay. If you want your top petal to not be so long, or this petal, just squish it down. Okay, and then just give it a pull. See what I just did with my fingers there? And because this cane's been sitting for a while, it's cracking a little bit, but I'm okay with that too. So there's one, and then I might reduce this one down a little smaller than even what we have. Because I might as well go with a larger, a medium, and a small, right? So this would be our larger. The one I already did would be my medium. This one would be my smaller one. Giving it a good pull all the way down the length. Because if you just pull on the ends, the middle will want to get skinnier. Like, try it with a sausage of regular clay. If you just pull on the ends, the middle will get skinnier, not the edges. Well, this has some Kato in it. I can smell it now that it's getting warm. I don't mind the smell, actually. I kind of like it. I mean, it's not like a flower smell, but it's not horrible. It does have a smell, but it's not disgusting. At least to me. But I'm not really sensitive. The only smell I'm really sensitive to is when people put a lot of lavender essential oil on. That smell gets me. It's quite a bit smaller. Actually, that's not too bad. I'll keep some of that. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'd keep that for a piece. I would. And then that I'll mix back up, and it makes a nice blue when you mix it up. See? So there we go. Let me get the other one. So I had cut this cane in half initially, this one here, and then each of these I reduced down. This one I could actually kind of push the middle up more. This side's still a little distorted, but that's okay with me. So we have, if you did this one, we have a large, a medium, and a small. I think they're very cute, actually. So what I thought was a big mistake, actually, came out to be super cute. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that quickly. Because why not, right? But, and then when you mix up these scraps, this is the blue. Yeah, it has a little translucent in it whenever. That translucent I could put back in my block. You could try to shave some off if you want. But when you mix all of this stuff up here, you get this color blue. So it worked out okay. And I never give you my exact colors that I'm using, not usually, because I think use your own colors. But always mix up your ends for scraps. I just made a total flower out of scraps. That's a scrap one. That's black and white. This one I used, this actual blue one, I use scrap colors. Most of my flowers I use scrap colors. So, you know, keep your scrap clay, mix it up, and go for it. So anyways, I wanted to show you that, and I will see you guys next time.